Hey, welcome to T-Mike TV. I appreciate you guys stopping by. If I can get you to like, comment, subscribe, it'll mean the world to me. We're on our road to 1,000. I got some clips from Jaguar talking about the industry. I'm curious as to get you guys' perspective on these video clips.
Alleged Wright's afraid to come out the closet.
You know they mad at you for calling Meg the Stallion that, right?
He called herself the Stallion. I called her the Trojan horse. She called herself a horse with Rocky, the franchise, the Italian stallion. A mare is a female horse. A mare. Megan the mare, that could work. Why do we need to be stallion? Why was she listed as born a man 6 years ago on the internet? I don't know. I didn't put it there.
Jesus.
Why was Tory Lanez so quickly turned off? As a matter of fact, any nigga she in this industry so quickly turned off by her. I don't know. Maybe they bump into some shit. What was the ex-boyfriend? He did the whole diss record about her.
Partisan.
Yeah, and he was like, oh, the real you. And I'm like, which you is that?
Well, he said she got some lipo and the nose job.
Yeah, he said she got surgery. Something turned Tory off. Had to kept running back to Kelsey.
I'm so done. I'm getting a drink of water.
Whatever the case may be, he was cool enough to diss the both of you whack for a Jenner. And everybody know they poison.
Facts.
Ooh, child, this Sean Diddy Combs Pandora box is something that keeps giving. Miss Jaguar Wright just came with some piping hot tea about Diddy that we have never heard before. She just confirmed that Diddy was Clive Davis's boy toy and that Clive used Diddy to fulfill his own fantasies in return for fame and power. Apparently, they had something of a sugar daddy, sugar baby situation, and Jaguar is now claiming that Clive has been helping Diddy escape justice for years for hurting people. I swear, Jaguar has had her foot on Diddy's neck for a very long time, and it doesn't look like she is letting go anytime soon. And it's not like we mind because she is steady dropping tea about Diddy that eventually turns out to be true. Now, the rumors of Diddy being on the DL have been around almost as long as his career. And people have spoken over and over again about the things he does with other rappers and the shenanigans that he involves himself in. There has been a lot of talk about how Diddy is gay and how he allegedly SA's male rappers. So many people have come out to talk about this, including 50 Cent, Wendy Williams, The Game, and so much more. Now, what Diddy identifies as should be no one's business, but when he mistreats others, well, it's important that we talk about it. Now, Cassie's lawsuit confirmed Diddy's sick fantasies. Cassie revealed that Diddy forced her to hire male escorts and how he would watch her perform actions with them and got off on it. Well, his bodyguard, Gene, has come out to reveal that not only did Diddy watch Cassie and his escorts, but he also actively participated in the actions as well.
He didn't want it to come back to him in a way, you know, he hiring the people, he gonna put it all on her. Cause she knew what he liked. Cause she wasn't just hiring it for her. Don't get that effed up, Art. If you think that she was just hiring those male prostitutes for herself, nah.
Considering the old allegations against Diddy for SAing people, as well as the new allegations that have been brought against him, it kind of makes you wonder how on earth he managed to get away with this kind of behavior for so long. It also makes you wonder how he got roped into this kind of behavior in the first place. Well, Jaguar is stepping into the situation and revealing where Diddy learned all this from. Apparently, Diddy himself is also a victim because he was allegedly an intimate slave to Clive Davis, if you know what I mean. If you think about it carefully, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense that Diddy, who was just an intern at Uptown Records, ended up getting a deal to start his own record label, even though he didn't have that much experience in music. He started an internship at Uptown Records in 1990 And 3 years later in 1993, he got fired. Then he started Bad Boy Records in partnership with Arista Records, which is owned by none other than Clive Davis. Sure, Bad Boy Records ended up becoming super successful, but at the time, Diddy was pretty much a newbie in the game. So people have always wondered how he was able to convince Clive to fund his record label. And it wasn't like Clive had a lot of faith in Bad Boy Records being successful, because he himself has admitted this. In an interview, he revealed that Diddy put pressure on him, saying, "Sean Combs convinced me that Top 40 was going to embrace hip-hop. It seemed so unlikely then when he played me Craig Mack's 1994 hit, Flavor in Your Ear, and Notorious B.I.G. material when he was totally unknown. This 21, 22-year-old guy was seeing clearly how music was changing. So Bad Boy..."
I want you to think about this. Sean Carter is responsible for enacting Hype Williams to put Aaliyah on a faulty plane, to move her out the way as punishment for rejecting him, and so he could level up Beyonce, who was struggling. Let's just say allegedly that happened. Now I want you to think about 106th and Park with Mary J. Blige. Free, who was a victim of Sean Carter. Yeah. Mary J. Blige, who was a victim of Sean Combs, are sitting there talking about the death of Aaliyah amongst each other. Think about that. You got a Diddy victim, you got a Jay-Z victim, and you got a superstar gone. They know what happened, and yet they had to sit there and have that conversation like they didn't know who did it. Allegedly.
It's funny, you open up Beyonce's internet, it just gets weird.
Beyonce's internet.
That's what we're calling
that
it.
That belongs to the devil. Calling that the devil. She ain't nothing but an employee.
Oh.
Half of which dumbass bitch. Nobody want to accept that bitch.
I think
she went and killed the girl Cats. A girl went to court and charged her with extreme witchcraft. She was hypnotized. She was drugged. Beyonce came and she was in there eating on her and shit while she was asleep. Snacking on his bitch, killing people cats. They wouldn't give her the restraining order. They just told her to stay away from Beyonce and work for somebody else. Guess what? She's having a hard time finding work too. Which is interesting because she's a brilliant musician and she was trained at the esteemed Berklee College of Music. Handpicked by my very good friend, Terry Lynn Carrington, Dr. Terry Lynn Carrington, who put together Beyonce's entire female band, which was Matthew Knowles' idea because he couldn't get Beyonce to stop people. Guess you didn't know your daughter well enough because she just started all the girls. Impulse control issues? I don't know. And I'll never forget the day when they breached the house. And I left. Back in that moment, Cat was still wearing Kevlar to bed. I would get in bed with him at night and he would have Kevlar on. In bed.
Now, at the time of this happening, Cat had an ongoing feud with Comedy Central because they wanted to do some questionable things with him on camera, and he wasn't feeling the BS. Very similar to when he had to tell the producer Friday After Next no, because they wanted him to film a scene of him being essayed by another man because they thought it was funny. Yeah, same thing.
At the moment where it made you want to speak your truth.
He went after Comedy Central. That's what happened. The Flavor Flav roast. The moment that I knew the Snoop Dogg is sold out. That was a hurtful moment. I had to humiliate Flav, humiliate him, no holds barred. And they sent a bunch of jokes. And I'll never forget watching Cat in the office downstairs at the house in Marina Del Rey. And he's sitting there looking at the script and just shaking his head. And then the next thing you know, the phone rang and I'm standing there in the office in the doorway and I'm like, are you all right? He picked up the phone and it was Comedy Central. And I listened to him threatening him. He said, I'm not doing this. You are not going to get a black man, a real black man, to agree to do this to another black man. Dollars. It was a terrible day. And then that's when all the incidents started happening. Them sending people to the house, them putting plants backstage at the shows. I mean, I was on tour with him for American Hustle.
Right.
I was on set for First Sunday.
Right. He said he got arrested over 30 times.
Yeah.
No convictions.
I'm getting close.
Go ahead.
But it's been about 30 for him. It's been 8 for me.
Yes.
He felony, I felony. You know, it was just terrible. And when I would think back to that moment, and then they called him the day of the day before filming and asked him, was he going to be there? And he said no. And then the next thing you know, production went on later on that day and Snoop was already ready. And Snoop did everything that Comedy Central asked. That Flavor Flav roast was Cat's. That was his moment. The Flavor Flav roast and the death of Malik B are the same.
So as you can see, once again, Cat refused to sell his morals and it almost cost him his life. Once they knew that Cat was not gonna do what they were asking of him, they replaced him with another black man and then went after him. This ain't the first time the industry has done this, and it definitely ain't the first time Comedy Central has been accused of trying to take someone's life because they refused to do something. Do y'all remember when Dave Chappelle literally abandoned his entire family and ran all the way to South Africa because Comedy Central wanted him dead after he turned down a $50 billion deal from them? Just like Cat, they were asking Dave to do the things he didn't want to do, and once he said no, they gave the deal to another person and went on a manhunt to unalive him.
But, you know, okay, so then I got worse. And when I said I'm not going to do it, then all of a sudden it was like, well, now he has walking pneumonia. And then I knew long before I walked, I had considered walking.
You had considered
I had considered walking because I went back to work and the vitamin love was gone because it was a real ugly negotiation. It's a situation where now everybody's taking credit for this and that and the other. So it's just, it was getting ridiculous. And I knew I was going to leave, so I got ahead of schedule and I bounced. And I didn't tell anybody where I was going.
At some point in the interview, he talked about how some Hollywood executives tried to force him into taking antipsychotics.
The whole time, they're trying to convince me I'm insane. They were trying to get me to take psychotic medication. Yeah. Like I'm sitting around, you know, I was stressed out, but the people that were telling me I was insane, I believe that they knew what was going on. So, this was troublesome.
Yeah.
So I'm not taking this medicine, man, because I know these people be trying to control you.
The whole situation is actually really sad, and it's crazy that this is what people like Cat and Jaguar have to go through simply because they want everybody to know the truth about Hollywood. And mind you, these are just the people we know about. Imagine everybody else who the industry has successfully unalived because they knew too much. One person said, Jaguar Wright and Cat Williams are single-handedly taking down Hollywood, which is pleasing to me, I can't lie. Another person said, I've been saying there's no such thing as coincidence. For multiple people to come out and say the same thing, it's no coincidence. She's talking big facts, and I love it. But now I want to know your thoughts. What do y'all think about Cat running for his life? And do y'all think Cat's life is in danger? Y'all been knew what to do. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below.
And meanwhile, in all of that, the consumers don't ever hold themselves responsible for the fact that every R. Kelly album you bought, every single, all the merchandise made it possible for him to cover the fact that he was raping Aaliyah.
Right. There's a time when they walk on stage together and they dressed alike.
They made it possible for him to fucking do what he done to that girl.
Nobody said nothing too. Like
that was the fucking goddamn fans. He was the first successfully corporately funded goddamn pedophile.
You mentioned, or let me ask you about Corey Gamble.
What about that pussy?
He was at Kim Porter's death scene.
Yeah, I know. And he was also the nigga that took Tory Lanez to Kylie's house to fake shoot Megan Thee Stallion. Corey Gamble is Justin Bieber's former tour manager, which taught Kris Jenner how to be a tour manager so that she could take over the financial responsibility for all of Kanye West shows and remove Sean G. Fuck you. Anyway.
Shit. Okay.
Yeah, Corey Gamble has been a plant for a long time. Everybody knows it.
Okay. Now, mind you, Jag, people in the comments of our last interview,
He's probably the one that groomed Justin and make him so pliable so that they could pimp him out at all these damn music festivals. He would be the right guy for the job.
Oh, shit. Is he protecting people or are people protecting him?
Oh, no, he's selling it because he needs the cash. The last Freak Off tape that just got sold on the dark net, which I know because I monitor, went for $500 million. It had multiple stars in it. Nicki Minaj, Rihanna, Chris Brown, Justin Bieber, Drake. It was a really interesting night in Calabasas, and he just sold that footage.
How come you think it doesn't get leaked to the public?
The dark net?
Yeah, like...
Because of the dark coin. Most people don't even know that the dark coin exists. But that's how they're trading for all of the flesh they sell. Which is why I became so outraged last year when the twins turned 16 and he had them dressed like prostitutes and then he auctioned them off as NFTs because the NFT that he sold them to was attached to that dark fucking coin. It was like a promissory note to sell his daughters to the highest bidder.
You see movies like